channel. If this is your first time here, welcome to our learning journey. This is episode 6 of the ComfyUI tutorial series. In episode 5, we built a Krea2 Turbo image-to-image workflow together, learned about denoising principles, and covered image masking, partial repainting, and in-paint crop workflows from previous episodes. We also learned where to download and how to install some commonly used models and nodes. Today, we'll learn about the Krea2 Turbo Int8 image style reference ComfyUI workflow. If you're new to ComfyUI, I highly recommend starting with episode 1. If you find this series helpful, please like and subscribe. It's really important for the channel's growth. Okay, let's begin today's content. When using the Krea2 Turbo model, you can generate images while referencing the style of one or two uploaded images, and take advantage of the high-performance Int8 convert format for fast inference. The style reference workflow is built on top of the standard Krea2 Turbo pipeline, with additional pre-processing for reference images. You can upload one or multiple reference images to influence the aesthetic style, mood, and visual direction of the final output. In ComfyUI, go to All Templates, Image, and search for Krea2 Turbo Int8 image style reference, then open the workflow. You will notice two red boxes on the canvas, indicating missing models. Open the error details, and you will see that the following model files are required: Krea2 style reference.safetensors, Krea2 Turbo Int8 convert.safetensors, Quen3VL4BFP8 scaled.safetensors, Quen image v.safetensors. Two of these models were already downloaded in earlier lessons. After downloading the remaining ones, restart ComfyUI. When you reopen the template, only one red box remains, the image upload node, meaning all required models are now installed and the workflow is ready to use. In this workflow, the official template only includes one load image node, but you will notice additional input ports labeled Image 2 and Image 3. The official workflow does not automatically add these nodes, so you need to create them manually. Click the Image 2 input port and drag it onto the canvas to create a new load image node. Click the Image 3 input port and drag it onto the canvas to create another load image node. Now you can upload 1 to 3 reference images to influence the final generated style. Image 1 is a clear full-body front view photo of a girl, with a clean studio background and soft lighting. Her facial features are detailed, the line art is clean, proportions are balanced, her eyes are expressive, and her outfit is simple and casual. This makes it an ideal character reference image. Image 2 is a watercolor illustration with soft brush textures, gentle pastel colors, subtle gradients, a hand-painted feeling, and visible paper grain. It creates a dreamy artistic atmosphere and serves as a pure style reference image. Image 3 is a retro 1990s anime-style illustration, featuring bold outlines, saturated colors, vintage cel shading, nostalgic cartoon aesthetics, slight film grain, and expressive posing. It is a classic hand-drawn animation-style reference. On the canvas, you will see a resolution selector node, which controls the output image size. Since my reference images are vertical, I choose 9 by 16 here. The next two options remain unchanged. Megapixels is set to 1, meaning a 1K resolution. Krea2 supports output resolutions from 1K to 2K. Next, delete the default prompt in the prompt box and paste the prepared prompt. The girl character from Picture 1, illustrated in a combined art style of Picture 2, watercolor softness, and Picture 3, retro 90s anime bold outlines. Standing in a sunny park with warm natural lighting, full body shot, gentle shadows, vibrant background details, harmonious blend of watercolor textures and vintage anime cel shading, high-quality illustration. This prompt tells the model, the character comes from Picture 1. Watercolor softness comes from Picture 2. Retro 90s bold outlines come from Picture 3. The two styles must be blended. All parameters below remain unchanged. If you want stronger prompt guidance, turn Prompt Enhance to True, which activates the enhancement module in the subgraph. Everything else stays the same. Click Run, and then we examine the subgraph workflow. This workflow consists of Krea2 Turbo Style Reference Subgraph, Model Loading, Reference Image Pre-Processing, Optional Prompt Enhancement, Sampling, Final image generation. This final generated image is a very typical example of the Krea2 Turbo Int8 style reference 3 image fusion effect. The girl in the final image retains the core character features of image 1. Long blonde hair and a bow, soft facial features and a youthful temperament, clear facial structure and proportions, and consistent overall posture and body shape. These features demonstrate that the model successfully recognized the character from image 1 and used her as the main subject of the final image. The background clearly reflects the watercolor style of image 2. Soft brushstrokes, elegant color transitions, watercolor washes of purple, green, and blue, and a soft paper texture, perfectly matching the visual language of watercolor illustration. The character's lines and clothing details reflect the 90s animation style of image 3, more defined outlines, higher saturation colors, and cel-shaded light and shadow, a slight retro graininess. These features give the character a classic hand-drawn animation feel, creating an interesting contrast and fusion with the watercolor background. Next, let's see if adjusting the parameters of the nodes within the subimages affects the generated result. First, let's look at the CFG value. 1 is the default parameter. We'll change it to 3, keeping other parameters unchanged. Clicking Run. The final result shows noise, graininess, edge sharpening, and color tearing. Let's change the CFG value to 5, keeping other parameters unchanged. Looking at the result again, placing the 3 images together, we can see that image 1 was generated using CFG equals 1. The characteristics of this level are: the model almost completely ignores your prompt. It mainly listens to the style reference images, picture 2 plus picture 3. The features of the character image, picture 1, are significantly weakened. Facial features, face shape, and hairstyle are all covered by the style. The overall image resembles more of a character from the style image than the girl in picture 1. Image 2 was generated using CFG equals 3. This is one of the golden ranges for Krea2 Turbo Int8. CFG equals 3 is a very balanced range. The model listens to the prompt and also references the style map, so the character starts to look significantly more like Figure 1, while still retaining the watercolor and 90s animation style. Figure 3 was generated using CFG equals 5. The model listens very much to the prompt, so the character almost completely retains the appearance of Figure 1. The style is still there, but it is significantly weakened. Through these 3 examples, we can see the core role of CFG. Lower CFG, more responsive to style character, is more prone to distortion. Higher CFG, more responsive to the prompt character, looks more like the original image. Let's look at the settings here. The prompt enhanced setting can be turned on or off. Below, there's a LoRA strength value of 1. I'll set it to 0.2, and then change the CFG value back to 1 in the subimage. Run it again. LoRA strength of 0.2 is a light stylization. The character almost completely retains the appearance of image 1. Ponytail, clothing, black boots, with only a touch of watercolor and 90s animation elements. Now, let's set the LoRA strength value to 0.5. LoRA strength equals 0.5 is the most balanced range. The character is well preserved, and the style is still very obvious. The soft watercolor texture and 90s animation lines are still visible. Then change the LoRA strength to 0.8. When LoRA strength equals 0.8, the style starts to dominate the character. The character's facial features and face shape will clearly lean towards the stylized image, and the watercolor texture and 90s animation lines become stronger. A strong stylization effect. Until the LoRA strength reaches 1, which is the image we initially generated, the style reaches its maximum intensity, and the character almost completely resembles the style image, resulting in the strongest stylization effect. Through these 4 images, we can see the core role of LoRA strength. The lower the LoRA, the more the character resembles Figure 1. The higher the LoRA, the stronger the style. In the Krea2 Turbo Int8 workflow, the most recommended LoRA strength range is 0.35 to 0.55. This range maintains character consistency while blending styles, making it the most stable and suitable setting. Now let's look at the sampler name in this sampler node, which is now Euler. These are two comparisons using these two samplers. We can see that Euler is a simpler and highly reliable baseline algorithm, producing a slightly softer and more natural image. DPMPP plus 2M, on the other hand, generates a clearer image with richer details. You can try using these two options when creating your images. Let's examine the effects of max shift and base shift on the model sampling flux node. This node is the core sampling controller for the Flux series models. It determines the jumpiness of the visual style, the sharpness of details, character stability, smoothness of style blending. You can think of it as max shift is style jump magnitude, base shift is base style offset. Let's change the original max shift value from 1.15 to 0.8 and see the results. The character looks more like the original image, the colors are softer, and the image is smoother. With max shift still at 1.15 and base shift changed to 0.3 from 0.5. The style impact is reduced, the character looks more like Figure 1, and the background is softer. In today's lesson, we went through the entire Krea2 Turbo Int8 style reference workflow. From model downloading and uploading reference images to writing prompts, adjusting parameters and style blending, you've grasped the core logic of this workflow. Image 1 determines the character, while images 2 and 3 determine the style of the image. The prompt determines how the image content and style are blended. Parameters such as CFG, LoRA strength, sampler, max shift, and base shift determine the final style strength and character consistency. By adjusting these combinations, you can generate high-quality illustrations that are both stable and stylish, or you might get an unexpected and very interesting result. If you enjoyed this in-depth workflow breakdown teaching method, please like and leave a comment. In the next episode, I will continue to explore more advanced Krea2 techniques, allowing you to truly achieve controllable generation in ComfyUI. Thanks for watching. See you next time.